So I had two things. First thing was the big announcements this week in gaming. The Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X, price points, all that stuff. What are you getting? Are you getting one?
Yeah. Well, from X, okay. I'm glad you. I just remember you mentioned about like gaming, but I didn't know what you were gonna go with it. But like, good. Because like, dude, Microsoft is going all in on this, and I'm very, very happy because they learned from their mistakes from the Xbox One. Because that one conference, they're like, oh, we're gonna just be about apps and all that bullshit, and I didn't talk about games at all. And then when they even announced too, because I got the Ultimate Pass, and they're adding the EA Play on top of it, so that's like we might. I hope to God they put it on here. They put Def Jam 5 for New York. I am sold because that's like one of my favorite games of all time. And you can play the new Jedi Fallen Order. Is that what it is? You can play the new Jedi Fallen Order, any of the EA Madden games or any sports games.
All Battlefronts.
Yeah.
All Battlefields.
And no charge increase on the pass. So I was kind of like F&A. Yeah. So like that just made.
If you're an Xbox Ultimate, if you already have that,
it just became even even better.
If you have that deal, if you pay for that subscription, you're actually, and you do, one of the big things with the both of the consoles now, just talking to the Series X and S, is they have a financing option. Financing option. If you do that, you're like saving out on it's like $60 off the console if you build in the price of the Ultimate Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually getting a discount on the price of it, and you pay monthly, and there's no like interest.
And I think it's 2 years to 24 months for both, but like one of them's was like $29 and the other one's $39.
I think it's $24.99 and one is $34.99.
I know it's like a $10 difference, but like they once I saw after they announced it, then I read all the information, and I'm just like, dude, like I wonder now I'm wondering what the PS5 is, because like they might be more. I don't know. But after seeing the consoles and everything, like even like the mini one, that still has 4K like just showing movies, right? It doesn't have 4K gaming.
I don't know if
it's only 1440p.
4K. Yeah, I would assume it's got 4K streaming and stuff, but I don't believe you could play it's 1440p, right?
Yeah, only for gaming, but like I'm talking about like movies and other stuff you can do 4K.
I would hope so. I mean,
I'm pretty sure it is.
The Xbox One S has it, so I'd assume that they at least have that too, or at least an upscaling to 4K.
Yeah, but no, I am definitely getting the Xbox X. I'm getting the X one.
I am in the same boat as you. I actually want to get the X4, the 4K gaming. I think it's worth the extra $200. I don't know about memory storage, if there's more or less, but it seems like the way they're doing the memory now with the SD cards or whatever, the memory is way easier to switch it on and off. Like you could just buy extra memory for it. It's easier than like converting a hard drive to an Xbox
on the X. I think there's a slot to where you can put like an S or
it looks like a GameCube memory card.
Yeah,
you just pop it in.
Yeah, so if you ever run out of, I think it's a terabyte for this X.
It's a 500 gig.
For the X. For the X, I'm pretty sure it's a terabyte, because the S is 500. It's 500 gigs, and the X is a terabyte, I believe. But yeah, like I think that's pretty cool. I mean, they sold me on the price. Like that is a great price, and it said it's the most powerful system, so they claim. But like, I know they did like a specs between PS5 and Xbox, and from what I've watched on YouTube, Xbox has the better specs.
It's 1 terabyte. It is 1 terabyte.
Yeah, and like it was cool that like for if you wanted like the smaller one, the only downside is like digital, or you can't have physical games anymore.
Yeah, to me, that's not really a downside.
Like now I'm starting to get into more digital now, because like
I have 2 non-digital games. Wow. And if I would have bought them for myself, I would have had digital.
Yeah. So like
I got Red Dead Redemption on disc, and I would have way rather had that on digital.
Yeah. I think I only have
I got it for a gift. So
yeah, I think I only have like five games for my Xbox that are like actually digital, and most of my Switch games are all digital, because the Switch is a piece of shit with memory, so you had to get your own memory card.
Yeah, but, so to me, if you don't care about
like physical copies,
resolution, if you don't care about physical copies or resolution, go save your money and get it off $200 off. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Everything else is pretty.
And if you're not like a hardcore gamer, like you don't care about like the graphics or anything, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna, I have it just to, have it. Say if my friends have like the next like Call of Duty or something, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll buy it. If they're on, I'll play.
Are you buying this on launch?
Oh yeah, I'm buying it on launch.
That's the one thing I'm struggling with. I'm pretty dead set on getting the Series X. I think the Series S is going to fly off the shelves for Christmas.
Oh,
just because of that price point. Just because of that price point.
And it's small, dude. Like you can fit it like right on your shelf, dude.
Yeah, I want the bigger one, but it's way better for the casual gamer. I'm just struggling with buying it because there aren't a whole lot of games coming out for it that I want to play.
What? Not Cyberpunk?
Yeah, but I can play Cyberpunk on the Xbox One.
That's true too.
The Series X. So, is it worth buying a $500 console for one game?
That's true. But
any of the games I don't want to play, like
they're still on the regular Xbox.
Yeah, so you're dropping a lot of money for something I don't think is going to improve anything because the games I play are all older now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Grand Theft Auto, I still play. That's one of my primary games. It came out in 2013. So unless a trailer drops for like a new Elder Scrolls or a new Grand Theft Auto game, I don't know if I'm gonna go rush out and buy this thing until sometime in the spring.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I would give nod to PS5 or the Sony is that they have all the games.
And that's why the only reason why I'm getting an Xbox is because my friends are on an Xbox, so I'm gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
If I didn't talk to my friends on Xbox,
you get a PS5.
I'd have PS5 hands down, because the games are better. Games are better, and the good games that are on Xbox are both platforms. So
there's no exclusives.
The quality of games are so much higher on PS5 right now, and I miss, like, I had a PS3. I was a PS3 kind of guy, and those games were awesome. Like that's when I played Red Dead, played the original Red Dead, all that at Skyrim and stuff. It was great. Yeah. So I'm curious though. That's cool. You're gonna get it right off. I think you can pre-order it. You can pre-order it in
September 22nd.
September 22nd. I've got it on my calendar because I'm still on the fence with whether or not I'm going to get it. Like there's got to be something else announced game-wise because.
I mean, I didn't give honestly, I know
all the like I said, if I'm staying for an Xbox because I can talk to people, I'm going to talk to people I can do that on Xbox One right now.
Yeah.
And none of the games are coming out are games that I'm going to be playing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cyberpunk's a single player game.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for me to go in and buy a console for that. So that's my only struggle with. I think that's the biggest thing that's going to struggle with the new generation consoles for Xbox. Anyways.
Well, they actually bought out so many mini studios too. So they're gonna like the guy Phil Spencer, the new Xbox, the leader of the guy. I was like, finally someone who knows how to get our attention for games. So I remember this was probably a year ago at their EA thing, or not EA, E3 thing. And I remember he said we bought this company. They're also these other guys that made Dead or Alive fighting game and other stuff. So they're investing into them to make games specifically for the Xbox, which I was like, okay, we're finally getting the ball rolling with getting games. So I think, and I don't know if Sony even announced the PS5 or having that new Ratchet and Clank as a
console launch.
Yeah, I don't think, maybe they did. I don't know.
I think they did because when PS5 announced all their console launches, they had 40 titles.
Yeah, right out the gate.
All the ones that were Xbox were the best one for me that I saw that was releasing with the Xbox 5 was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
They were oh, it's releasing on the new consoles. Okay, I mean that's awesome. It's awesome and all that.
I think what my goal is.
Do I have to buy Grand Theft Auto 5 again?
No. Didn't they say if you own if you have I think they did this for the Sony or for the PS5. I think they said something if you already played it on your PS4 or whatever, you can transfer your save files stuff to the next generation. Pretty sure that's what they said. And instead of buying a game for it, and starting over again, like that'll be pointless. So I'm pretty sure that you could transfer all your stuff onto the new system, or else that'd be stupid.
Yeah. So I mean, that might be a reason to get it then.
Yeah, and like the other thing is too, like I'm gonna most likely gonna be getting the Xbox first, and then next Monday is Sony's reveal about the pricing for the PS5, and depending on what I want, because like I really want a PS5 just for the games, because I love their single player lineups. Like I miss playing single player games.
No, all the Naughty Dog titles are all really good.
I still haven't played any of the Uncharted's. Never played.
I've never played any of the Uncharted's. I've wanted to play the hell out of them. I wanted to play
new,
Last of Us.
The new God of War. Never played it.
God of War. Yeah, I've never played that. I've always wanted to play that. It looks amazing.
Because I remember I had a PS2, and that's when like God of War 1 and 2, like those were the shit, dude.
We played
the shit out of that, and then we had like we had like WWE, like Here Comes the Pain, and like other like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Like, how crazy would it be if Rockstar made like a actual remake of that game, like just from the ground up, and just
I wish they just did a remaster of Vice City. I think Vice City is still my favorite Grand Theft Auto game.
I love San Andreas.
San Andreas is great too. It's hard because San Andreas is just such a bigger game. It's so much bigger.
They had like 3 or 4 like cities in that game.
Yeah, there's San Fierro, Las Venturas, and San Andreas. I mean,
they had Liberty City in one mission.
Yeah, and then you went to Liberty City. You couldn't drive around though. You like
only in that little section. Only that little section of the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't know how they fit all that into that
for that generation gaming. That was insane. It was insane.
I think I like the sim part of it, to where you like if you work out, you get bigger, and the more guns you use, like say if you had an Uzi, then if you max it out, you can carry double Uzis. So like I think that was like one of the best things I liked about the games. Like the more weapons you use, the better like stuff you get for it. Like more perks for
it. They took that further in Grand Theft Auto 5 and 4. I think your skill, you did get skills. You didn't do the workout stuff, but you definitely got skills with weapons.
So if you used them more, then you'll get better at aiming them or something like that.
And Grand Theft Auto Online is still, I mean, it's got a big following. Grand Theft Auto Online is a very good game. It's grindy, but it's satisfying.
It's very grindy.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I mean, compared to Red Dead Online, Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably the best game I've played in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
My favorite game, maybe the last 10 years I've played. I absolutely, I mean, it's in terms of story, but the online section of it is absolute garbage. I mean, they've done nothing with it. Any message board on Rockstar when they do an announcement on Red Dead Online, and it's just people trashing Rockstar. Like, get your shit together, because we all wanted what Grand Theft Auto Online is for Red Dead, and all the mechanics are there. There's just nothing to do. There's nothing to do. You can't buy. I mean, you can buy a business now, but it's not like Grand Theft Auto where it's just different. The map is way bigger. You're on a horse, so anything you do takes years to get done. There's just a lot of balance issues with that game. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot Far Cry. The new Far Cry, that's coming out later this year too. But I mean, that's going to be on the other platforms too. I'm just looking at the list of games coming out for the Xbox like generation for the new system, and I see Lord of the Rings Gollum. I see that. I don't know what the hell that is.
That actually looks really good.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of what other stuff they can have on here. But like, yeah, most of these games, like, oh yeah, all these cool games, but they're all cross-platform, so it doesn't really doesn't really wants you to buy an Xbox. Like, well, I think Xbox only has Halo and Gears, and I fell off the train on Gears because they ruined that game.
The last one sucked.
Yeah, the last one sucks ass. I'm trying to think what else they had on here too, but like, I like the Far Cry games. I think Far Cry 3 was still my favorite. I didn't play 4. I played 5. That was the one with the Montana vibe with the hillbillies. Yeah, I played that, and
I never got into Far Cry.
It was okay, but I preferred Far Cry 3 because Far Cry 3 was the fucking shit. That was my first Far Cry game too, and yeah. So like PS5, like. Especially now, like definitely wanted to check it out. That Zero Dawn Horizon. Yeah, like that was like when they announced the sequel, I was kind of like, damn, like they got a number 2 already. And I'm pretty sure like once you get like a PS5, they'll do like the whole like, you know what they did with like The Last of Us. They'll get like 1 and 2 and bundle them together, some shit like
Put
that.
a sale together.
Yeah, since that's how it is nowadays. Like, oh, if you didn't play the first one, well, if you want the Super Ultimate Collector's Edition, we'll throw in the game and other crap if you missed out on the first one. I'm trying to think what other like PS5 like Uncharted, the Zero Horizons, the Last of Us, the God of War, like dude, they had like and they have so
like
many.
That, just those like 4 series of games themselves makes it.
And they had a better like PS like Plus, like you know how the Xbox they give you like free games every month.
Yeah,
like they're and like and they're and then like on their store like they gave you got God of War for like half off or for free. There was like a time where they gave away like I'm pretty sure it was like Uncharted like for free. It was free on the store. I'm like, how come we can't get any games like that on the Xbox? Like,
so, I mean, Xbox Ultimate, Xbox, the Game Pass pretty much put that to rest. I mean, there hasn't been a good game released on games with gold in probably 12 months.
No. It's all like on the pass. So like now it's cool now because like I have like a better computer. I can actually like download the game on here and I can play it, you know, on my Xbox Game Pass. So I think that's pretty sick too. So like I'm playing like the Don't Starve series. I know that's like an 8-year-old game, but
I was gonna play that.
It's fun. It's really fun.
Came out around the same time. Like it came out a couple years after Minecraft was real big.
Yep.
It was kind of, you could see where it's kind of inspired by that. I've always wanted to play that.
Yeah, Don't Starve is a pretty fun game. It's actually multiplayer, so like me, Dylan, and a couple of other people, we played it last week, and we were on it for a long time, but it was fun. And like other PC games, like it's cool. Like instead of playing like on my big ass screen, I could just focus on a screen and play it like how it's meant to be played on a PC. So it's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I really want to talk about with gaming. There's one other thing that I had to talk about because big news. Tenet. Talked about it a little bit last weekend. I told you I was gonna go see it and give you kind of my review of it real quick. But I did Sunday. I went to go see, or actually Monday on Labor Day, I went to go see Tenet. Movie theaters in Indiana are open. It was the weirdest movie going experience I think I've ever had. Wore my mask, got in the parking lot, got out of my car, put my mask on, walked inside. And I'm a big supporter of the movies. So like I'm gonna go in there, especially with all this stuff going on, buy everything. Like I'm gonna buy big popcorn, big pop, candy, all that good stuff. Walk up there, get my stuff, and they are quick to inform me I am the only customer in the building. Like I was the only person in the building. It was really strange. I was dead in there. I was like, you guys been pretty busy? And that's when she said, no, like you're the only person in the entire, you're the only customer in the entire building. So I ended up watching. I did get there like 10 minutes early. There ended up being 3 other people in the theater with me to see a movie that just came out 2 weeks ago. Like if this movie with COVID wasn't happening, this movie would be so big. It's really good. It's really good. If you like Nolan's other films like Inception, I'm trying to think of some of his other stuff. If you like The Dark Knight, if you like Dunkirk, if you
what was the other movie with with what's his name? The all right guy.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah. What was that other movie? Interstellar.
Yeah, if you like those movies, you're gonna like this movie. A lot of the critics are saying that it's confusing and a kind of a mess. I don't think it was a mess at all. I think it was really smart. I think it was a smart movie. You know, we kind of talked about another movie earlier tonight that was not smart in the way they did things. This movie is smart about time travel. Like the whole movie is a spy movie too. It's a spy movie. And last week you said it's like a James Bond movie on acid, right?
Yeah, that was one. That was one review I saw.
It's like a James Bond movie with time travel. That's what it's like, and it's not even like a James Bond. It's more like a Jason Bourne. Nah, that's bad. It's a spy movie with time travel. There's a guy who wants to take over the world, and we gotta stop him.
Are we talking Pierce Brosnan James Bond, or we're talking Daniel Craig James Bond?
I would think more of a Daniel Craig. It's more like that. It is very, very good. The acting is very good. A lot of people are kind of giving the John David Washington the main guy. He's on Ballers and Black Klansman. He's the main lead in this one. A lot of people are saying he's kind of like a cardboard in this, but he is supposed to be. Like if you watch the film and if you get the idea, the whole premise of the movie, then he's supposed to be that way. But to go back into another topic we talked about last week, Robert Pattinson is phenomenal in this film. He is not the main character. He's almost like he's definitely like a sidekick character. He keeps coming in and out of the movie. That one scene where you see him in the trailer with them walking down the road, he's like telling them what we're gonna explode, we're gonna blow up a plane. And he goes over this plan. That is one small piece of the movie, and he's definitely the second biggest part of the movie, biggest role in the movie. Very subtle acting, but very good, very, very good. I couldn't recommend this more. If you can get to a theater and watch this, because you don't want to watch this movie at home and with the kids running around. Or anybody that's not gonna be locked in the movie with you. You don't want to watch this movie with them, because it's not confusing, but you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to know what's going on. It's not one of those movies you can throw on and just kind of
watch it on and off.
Yeah, you can't watch this one on and off. You have to keep watching it, because there are things that go back and tie into each other. It's a time travel movie. If you've seen any time travel movie, even if you watch Back to the Future, if you haven't watched them all the way through and paid attention to them, you're not going to get the things when Biff goes back in the past and has got to get the almanac. Like you're not going to catch who is who or what is what if you're not paying attention. Mm-hmm. And the people that are kind of trashing this movie are saying that it's just a confusing mess, and I totally disagree. It was a good movie. It's a great movie. I don't think it's his best. I don't think it's Nolan's best. I think it's better than Interstellar. See, I don't think Interstellar is even close to Nolan's best movie, though. So, and I think a lot of people disagree with me on that. I still think Memento is his best. Memento or The Prestige are probably my two favorite films from him. Memento's kind of similar. I mean, it's the same, not the same premise, but it also deals with not time travel, but a guy who forgets everything. I don't know if you've seen that film, but if you didn't pay attention to that and you were just in and out of the movie, or you went to the kitchen to go grab something, you missed 15 seconds, you aren't going to know what's going on. You're not going to know what's going on. Same with this too. Yeah. And Prestige is the same way. You got to pay attention to the movie. But it was great. It was a great movie going experience. I got to sit there. I was so happy I was able to go see this in the theater. Totally worth it. Man, you're missing out in Michigan. That's all I gotta say.
I'm just saying, we're waiting on the movies to open up, man.
The soundtrack is exactly like every other.
It's Hans Zimmer, loud as fuck.
It's not Hans Zimmer. It's a different.
It's the guy who made the Creed movies. It's him.
Movies, yeah. But you wouldn't know the difference if you listen to this. If you listen to the soundtrack to this, and then listen to the soundtrack of Inception, Interstellar, or The Dark Knight, you would not know the difference. The big loud booms, but it all makes it all is there for a purpose, especially in the last scene. The last scene is a huge war setting, and the music's booming, but it all is there to serve a purpose. So very good movie. I mean, it's the first good movie I've seen that's been new this year, I think.
Other than Cuties?
Other than what? Oh, Cuties. I'm going to talk about that. I mean, there hasn't been another good movie out that I can think of that I've wanted to go see in theaters. This has been the first one because of COVID in 8 months. This is the longest I've not been in a movie theater since I went to the movie theater, I think.
Since what?
This is probably the longest.
I still haven't stepped in a movie theater
yet. This is the longest length of time away from the movie theater I've been since, at least in the last decade.
Yeah.
So, man, it was great. It was great. The popcorn was good. The pop was good. The temperature was just right. I had plenty of room. There's nobody around me. Watch this movie live in a theater with all black. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So it's a really good movie. I couldn't recommend going to see this more if you can get out there.
That's what we're gonna. Hopefully, Michigan does. Hopefully soon, because they opened the gyms up again this past week. And I think they said the next step was for movie theaters. Hopefully next week. Hopefully, and if that's the case, that's the first time I'm gonna go see is Tenet. Like it's the movie I've been wanting to see for like the longest time. Good.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Saginaw doesn't have a movie theater now. Like the GDX movie theater, they went bankrupt like before COVID.
Oh yeah, they did.
So I don't think they're going to be operating even if they are. So you're going to have to go to probably Midland or Bay City. Yeah, I don't think Saginaw has a movie theater now, other than the Court Street Theater.
What happened to the one at the mall? That closed up too?
That one's closed, yeah.
Wow.
That one closed before in the last 2 years.
Jeez. No, I went to go see.
Last time I drove by, it was for lease.
No, it was there.
When I was there on 4th of July.
No, because we went to go see Once Upon a Time with Jonah. I remember went to go see that was last year. Unless something.
I'm pretty sure they're out of business and they're trying to sell that building right now.
Man,
because the only people that are parked over there are employees from Morley. They have the overflow parking lot right there.
Oh, so that's why people walk across that street and there's like a little ramp to go across. Yep. That makes more sense.
A little wooden ramp right on the grass. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense now.
So I'm pretty sure because there was a for lease sign out on the building. When I drove past when we were there for 4th of July.
Great. Well, I guess
we probably passed it together.
Yeah, probably.
When we came home from the bar.
And I have to go across the state just to find a nearest theater near me.
Yeah, I mean, you could always just come down to Indiana for a live show. And a weekend, we could do that and do an extra long show, and then
talk about Tenet.
We could do that. We could go to a movie. I'd go to see Tenet again. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Cool. So it was good. We hit the hour and 30. So it's like the longest episode we got. So it's good.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Next week's probably gonna be, I won't say not as long, but it's probably gonna be up there in the hour mark to what we hit today. So I was excited to share that. Well, it was supposed to be this week's episode, but since we want to talk about that other movie, we'll save it for next week.
Yeah, I think we definitely want to still talk about the Disney remakes. I didn't get a chance to see Mulan this week. I'll have to take a look and watch this week, but I've seen a lot of them. I was looking at the list of them, and there are like 20 of them now.
Disney remakes?
And some of them, yeah. Some of them I haven't even. Some of them you wouldn't even think of as being remakes.
Oh, I thought of the Lion King.
Like Mary Poppins is.
Oh yeah,
live action remake. But I'm not thinking. I'm thinking the animated remakes live action. So,
and then there's like Winnie the Pooh. I guess Winnie the Pooh was okay.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh is actually a decent movie.
Yeah, that was like. I remember watching that. And that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I mean that's Ewan McGregor, isn't it?
Yeah, with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's
Obi-Wan and Agent Carter is in it too.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good.
Had a good cast.
Yeah,
I'm pretty Obi-Wan carried that movie.
Yeah, we definitely have to talk about that next week and get a show out of it. Plenty of material there that I can make fun of. So.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, for the Xbox, this is a short little promo. Go. And if you have Xbox Game Pass, go download Spiritfarer. One of the best games I ever played for 2020, and it just came out like 2 weeks ago, and it's an indie game.
You did a review on it?
I did a review on it
this week.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched your review on it. It was pretty good.
It was the best game I ever played, and it's all story based, which I love, and it's more of like a. For the viewers out there, it is more of like a you're taking care of other people, so it's like kind of like a sim type game. So you gotta like take care of them and all that stuff, but not too heavily. It's like you just give them like one meal and then they're done for the day. You don't have to worry about them. So but yeah, I'll say that for the even if you don't have if you're not on Xbox, it's available on all platforms. Buy this game because it's 10 out of 10, and I think if I had to pick the games that I played for 2020, it's like right up there. It's like top 3 because it's the best game I've ever played.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's the best game of 2020. There's no combat, there's no nothing. It's all around story, but it has like very good dialogue. It's no voiceovers, no nothing. You're kind of like, well, what the hell is this game? I can't talk about it because the story is like the heart, is like the foundation of the game, and even the music is like 10 out of 10. Like the guy has a Twitter. I actually tweeted him saying like, dude, your game reminded me of like my Final Fantasy X days growing up, because like Final Fantasy X, that's when got me into like music into games, because like the orchestras and the orchestra strings and all that stuff playing reminded me of Final Fantasy X all over again. And he actually replied back to me, and he was like, "Oh, thank you for the compliment," and blah blah. I was like, "Yo, he actually replied back to me. That's sick." So like, yeah, Spiritfarer, go check it out. It's out on all platforms, and it's $30. And for the length of this game, like I took my time. You could probably get 30 to 50 hours plus if you do everything. Like it's like 50 plus hours.
And this is how much is this game?
$30.
$30.
$30.
Yeah, that's not bad for 30 to 50 hours.
It's a great game.
And we'll probably have more updates too on gaming. It looks like the PS5 showcase is Wednesday. So Wednesday.
Oh, it's Wednesday? I thought it was Monday.
Yeah, they just 1 hour ago PlayStation posted something about it.
Okay.
1 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 5 o'clock, I think. It'd be either 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern.
Cool.
This Wednesday, so we'll get to see more. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it next week. So,
all right, y'all.
Talk about.
Thank you everyone for stopping by for the after hours, and we'll catch you next time.